Hey, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of The Rock Experience with Mike Brunn. On this episode, I'm excited to welcome back to the show legendary singer Jack Russell. He's going to talk all about the newest Jack Russell Tracy Guns album, as well as give us an update on what's in store for Jack Russell's Great White. So much to cover in this episode. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. So let's jump in and let's get started. Well, first, Jack, I want to thank you for joining me today. And I'll say congratulations on the release of the first Jack Russell Tracy Guns album, Medusa. Is it exciting for you to still be releasing new music almost 50 years into your career in 2024?
Oh God, you put it like that. That's a long while. Yeah, yeah, it's still exciting. It's I never would have thought about it had you told me, 50 years ago or so, you'd have still been doing this. I would have said, "There's no way." But nonetheless, here I am, and here I go.
That's right. Now, obviously, your band, Jack Russell's Great White and LA Guns, I'm sure you guys have toured plenty of times together over the years. You and Tracy know each other, I'm sure, for decades. But how did it come to that the two of you would work together on this album?
The record label Frontiers, they're the ones that hooked it up. They thought it'd be a cool project, so they mentioned it to us, and we agreed with the idea. So we got together and we did the record.
Very cool. Now, obviously, you're a great songwriter yourself, right? Save Your Love, Rock Me, House of Broken Love, and I could go on and on. But correct me if I'm wrong, you did not do the songwriting on this album. Is that correct?
And that's correct. Yeah, we they had their own writers that they had for the record, and me and Tracy just did our thing, which was really kind of cool because I had never done anything like that. Well, yeah, I have, but we had done cover songs, but having somebody write songs that were original, and until we were the first people that heard it, really, it was kind of unique. It was a unique experience.
Right. So, for you as a singer, then, is there a different approach when you're doing, you mentioned cover tunes and you're known for great cover tunes, right? Even going back Face the Day, and I could go on and on, right? But is there a difference for you as a vocalist when you're doing a cover tune as opposed to something that was written for you, but you didn't write yourself?
Um, in a way, yes, in a way, no. I mean, and it's hard to distinguish what I'm trying to say. I think everybody's have to take their own angle on that one because
Okay.
I mean it's weird when you're singing somebody else's lyrics, but you're still trying to make it your own, and you're not really sure what you're talking about, you know. So, and you haven't heard the songs enough to kind of even get your own feel for it.
Right.
I haven't like learned these songs and had them long enough so I can go, oh, this one's about this for me.
Right. Right. Now, I know I read something where you said at first you had some reservations about doing this album. Why was that?
Well, we were been so busy, and I had a lot of other projects going on, and just the whole idea of it was kind of like, I don't know if I want to step out and do something else, and I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure until I heard the demos, and I was like, this is pretty cool.
Right.
So I thought it could be cooler if I was singing it. So um, and we put it down. It was a good time.
Right. Awesome. Now we'll talk a little bit about some of your Jack Russell Great White stuff a little bit, but what's the allure for you of doing new music in 2024? Because I mean, look, you've sold millions of albums, you've had great success in your career. In 2024, unless you're Taylor Swift, you're not selling a million albums. It's just that simple, right? So what's the allure for you to do new music?
What does what?
What's the allure, like what's the draw for you to do new music in 2024?
Well, this is what I've always done, and it's like what's a fisherman do when he retires?
Mhm.
He's gonna go fishing,
Right.
It's like to me, this is like semi-retirement almost, I mean, I love playing, and I'm not retiring. Don't get me wrong, but
Right.
this is definitely at least not the end days. It's at the twilight of my career, but I still want to keep rocking until I have time to put a sword in it, But,
Right.
yeah, but it's still a lot of fun. I still enjoy it, and I still meeting people. Enjoy meeting people, and going on the road and doing shows, and it's just so great. It's a lot of fun.
Sure. Now it's been, I think, like 6 or 7 years since you've done a new studio album, right? That was with Great White when you did that, your version, Great White. How different was it recording this album compared to the last time you recorded a studio album?
Well, I mean, it wasn't really the last time we did one spit acoustical
Right,
bites.
the acoustics. Mhm.
Yeah, but I mean, technically, yes, it is the new record. You know, it's I don't know, it's a trip. It's weird because I haven't done anything for so long. I mean, it's been 7 years, right?
Right,
And it's kind of strange because we haven't been in the studio away from the studio for that long in a long time.
right.
It had been quite a number of days, years, and to come back in and do it with some of the people that you don't even know, and try to pick up on their vibe and get what they're trying to put out and make it your own is a little bit heavy,
Sure, sure. Now, and were you guys doing this remote recording these songs, or were you all in the studio together?
No, it was all remote. It's weird. It was really strange because I mean I'd be in my partner's house in Denver, and I got my guitar player's house in LA, and we're recording it and we're talking over the headphones, and he's back there and I'm over here, and thousands of miles away, and we're putting tracks down. It was really cool. You go, yeah, man, things have really changed a lot.
Right.
You know.
For you as a singer, and obviously you're very experienced, is it different not having a producer, I'll say, right over your shoulder saying, hey, Jack, sing that again, do it different? You kind of, a little bit more on your own, I would think, when you're sending tracks back and forth.
Yes and no. I mean, the producer's still there. He's still telling me that was a good take. That one sucked. You
Okay.
know. So I mean, you still have that producer singer relationship. You
Okay.
know, and this time, if I don't like it, I just turn it off. No,
Oh, that's great.
I don't like what you just said. Click.
Oh, that's good. Sorry, the connection's bad.
Yeah, right. What was that?
That's great.
Can't hear you. Yeah.
Now,
So it's great. The technology has come so far. It really makes it a wonderful forum.
absolutely. Now, I know listening to the record myself, I hear a song like Back Into Your Arms Again. And to me, you have a great vocal on that. Do you have any favorite songs on the album?
Um, that's one of them. Let's see. Living, living on love's great. What else? What else? In and out of love.
Uh-huh.
Um, let's see. God, back in your arms again.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you this. Yeah.
I'm lost right now.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Jack. I know obviously you and Tracy are not going to be able to tour for the record, right? Because you guys both
Right.
have your own things. But today's day and age, there's always tons of festivals going on and things like that. Any chance that you and Tracy would jump up on stage and do one or two of these songs at a festival if you guys were together?
You know what? There's always that possibility. I've thought about that.
Hmm.
You know, well, just play it as it comes. You know.
Sure, sure. Do you think that there'll be more Jack Russell, Tracy Guns albums in the future?
We'll have to wait and see. You know, we'll have to wait and see. I wouldn't mind doing that. I mean,
Mhm.
we had a good time doing this one. I mean, at least I did.
Right,
You
right,
know, so I haven't spoken to Tracy about it, so I
right.
don't know if he had a good time or not.
Oh man, that's pretty funny. Well, it seems like I mean the press and the fans so far seem to really like it, like the songs and like what you guys have done. So I think the fans are hoping that there's more to come from you guys.
Good, good.
Yeah. Now I know before you mentioned that you're working on new music with Jack Russell's Great White. Can you talk about that a little bit and when could fans expect to hear some of that music?
Hopefully within 6 months. We're about halfway through with the record. We've got 5, 6 songs done. We just got to finish them up, and then it'll go pretty quick. You know,
Okay.
when you start going downhill, it starts to go pretty fast. You know, when you got
Sure.
11 songs around, you're like, oh no, man, it seems like forever. You know, when you get to like the seventh song, you're kind of like, all right, we're cruising now, and
Right,
it's
right.
all downhill. You know, so yeah, it's great.
Awesome. And you guys are also working on a covers album as well, right?
Yeah, we are. I'm not sure when that's going to come out either. That may come out or may not come out before the studio album. I'm not sure. Um, it's going to be a great record though. We're doing a lot of unusual tunes that people wouldn't think that we'd do.
Hmm.
A lot of just like "Don't You Forget About Me," you know,
Oh,
"Don't
wow.
You Forget About
Yeah.
Me." Yeah, yeah, different songs with a different flavor. You know,
Wow.
that people wouldn't expect from us. You
Hmm.
know.
And what makes you decide what covers you want to do? Because you've had a lot of great covers in your career. Obviously, the Led Zeppelin stuff we know is an influence, but how do you decide what covers you want to do?
Just thinking back on songs I liked and think of what era I wanted to take them from.
Mhm.
You know, I didn't want to stretch out from the '80s too much
Okay.
because in the '90s I really liked that music, but there was a vein of it that was different. You know, that wasn't '80s rock. You know, I didn't want to do
Right.
that. You know what I mean? I didn't
Yeah.
want to do any Cinderella songs or here's Rat. You know, and
Right.
there's nothing wrong with those bands. You know, they're great bands, but I didn't want to come out and play those. I want to do stuff that you wouldn't normally hear. Jack Russell singing. You couldn't picture his voice on it or my band. So it's gonna be a hoot. We're looking forward to it.
No, that sounds great. I mean, I always say this. I think 80s, what I'll call pop rock, is some of the
Yeah,
best pop music of all time. So I'd love to hear what songs you guys are doing and your twist on those.
yeah. Thank you. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a lot of fun, man.
Awesome. Now you said you don't know which of those albums will be first, the studio album or the cover album. You don't know which one will be first.
No, what's gonna come out is obviously this album's out, Medusa,
Yep.
and then the next one is probably gonna be our studio album will probably be the next one, and
Okay.
then the uh the covers album will probably be the last.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the last, but the last in line.
The last in line for what you're working on right now. Let's hope it's not the
Right,
last
right.
last. Right. Right. Now, how's your health been? I know obviously you've had neck and back issues recently. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I had surgery, which is really, really rad surgery.
Hmm.
I was down for like 3 months. I had to learn how to walk again. It was really, it was a drag. I'm still having issues. I mean, I'm not running around the stage or anything like
Right.
that. I'm pretty sedate.
Hmm.
But at least I'm singing, and that's what people want to see me when they hear you sing. If they're
Absolutely.
coming out there to see a ballet show, they're going to the wrong gig. I'm coming
So
out there
true.
to sing, man. That's it.
So true. And I saw you a couple of years ago and you still have the voice and you still have the chops. Obviously, the Medusa album shows you still have the voice. So that's like you said, that's what fans want to hear for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now I know that you have some dates, some concerts starting, I think in February in Nevada, and then there's some sprinkled dates through, May and June. Do you have more plans to tour in 2024 if your health allows?
Yeah, right now we've got about 17, 18 shows booked already. We're just starting to, fill it in.
Yep.
We our first show is the third, I think, the second or the third of February, and then we go on from there. We've got, like I said, we've got a few shows booked, but we're always taking on more.
Hmm.
We want to
Okay.
fill the weekends in. I like to play the weekends and then just leave the week alone. So I
Sure.
can have time to rest.
Of course. I
All
often
dogs need rest, man.
I often say this when I hit 60, I hope I'm just sitting on my couch relaxing and retired. And I get a ton of credit for you guys that are not just, still working, but you're on the road, you're traveling. It's not an easy job.
People think it is. It'd be all fun and games, you just play Monopoly in the back of the bus. It
Uh,
ain't like that, man. It's a lot of work. The traveling is what kills you. The
yes.
traveling part is what really beats you down.
Oh
I
yeah, of
mean,
course.
'cause you get up early in the morning, you get to the airport, you wait at the airport. You gotta get to the airport like at least 2 to 3 hours early because
Yep.
all the security stuff you go through. And then you go through that, and you get through security, and then if they haven't lost your bag, you can go, you can get that. Then you get down the plane, you get on the plane, and you go through all the rigmarole there is there with all the people trying to stuff their bag down overhead and below, and they're cramming it,
Yep.
sticking everywhere, and it is just not a fun experience. I used to like flying, and now it just cripples you.
Absolutely.
And everybody's flying. I haven't been on a flight where there was an empty seat in a couple of years.
Sure.
It's always been totally full,
Yep.
completely
Yep.
full, and it's a drag, man. I used to go on where we have rows that were empty. All right,
Mm,
I'll take this row and lay down.
right.
Not anymore. Do
Not
that anymore.
anymore. Not anymore. Now, I noticed when I went on your website, the Jack Russell's Great White website, there's no merchandise currently there. And it says coming soon. So, what's the story there? Like, when can fans expect to be able to get some merchandise from your website if they wanted to?
Well, there will be, but not at this point. We'll be announcing it when we get some out. There will be definitely merchandise though, and
Okay.
we'll put out when we're going to release it and where you can get it. But
Okay.
yeah, it's absolutely merchandise.
Okay. Excellent. Now, I know I saw you, I think it was recently on Eddie Trunk's show, and you were talking about just wanting to shake um, Mark Kendall's hand, right? One more time. And the impression that I got is that you're not looking necessarily to be in a band again, to record again. You just want to connect with an old lifelong friend one more time. Am I right in what I interpreted with you saying that?
That's exactly what it would be. I just want to say hello, get him on the phone for 5 minutes or whatever, or just talk and see how he's doing. And I mean, the guy was such a huge part of my life. I mean, we go back to I was what 16 or
Hmm.
17 when we first got together and started a band. So I mean, he's got his reasons for being upset with me, and I'll give him that.
Hmm.
If I was him, I'd be upset too. There's some things we don't really talk about, but you know, it's it's a drag because we were such good friends, and I thought we would be friends forever.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, you never say never.
Right.
And
Right.
we have a lot of great memories. At least I do. I'm sure he does as well. I mean, how could you? And
Right.
but
Well, to that point, I remember reading something where he said that the two of you never really had any fights. That really what, in his words, took you out was just that you had addictions and that he wants to remember you as the great performer and the great singer that you were for decades. And that's the memory he wants. So, it sounds like there was never a falling out. He wants to remember those great memories from the 70s, 80s, 90s. What do you have to say about that?
well, I like to do the memories too. The good memories of him not being drunk on stage and
Mm,
falling off and having his problems. We all like to remember the good times. You know what I mean?
sure.
And we've all had some. We've all had bad times.
Mhm.
Don't be great white aren't a bunch of angels. You know what I
Right.
mean?
None of the
It
bands in
wasn't
the
like I
80s
grew
were.
up in
Come on.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't like I grew up in a band with a bunch of cheerleaders. You know what I mean? These guys were, we were showing people how to party if they didn't know,
Yes.
and it's just what it is, what it was. you know.
Yeah, absolutely. The impression I get from you is, whether it's that you want to just shake Mark's hand one more time, and even you did a show, I think, about a year and a half ago with Terry Ilous, who, replaced you in Great White. You even recorded a song with him. I just get the impression you just like to embrace the history of your band, the history that you've been involved in, and just have fun with it. Am I right in saying that? What was it like, performing with Terry?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, Terry was a really nice guy, and I didn't expect anything less. I expected him to be a real nice guy, and he was. I mean, I know Mark and them; they wouldn't put up with anything else. Um, he was a great guy. He's got a good set of pipes. Um, he did a good job on the songs. So uh, I was really happy for him.
Yep, yep. Now, obviously, like I said at the beginning here, you're coming up on 50 years, which is just incredible to me. And it's something that you should be proud of because not many people could do 50 years in the industry. Do you ever think of, hey, one day I'm going to do a farewell tour or just say goodbye to my fans? Or do you say, nah, that's just not for me?
Well, absolutely. There'll be one day where I decide to say, you know what, I'm tired, I'm done, and I see that coming around the corner, because I'm 63 right now, and I still love making music, I still love singing, but I'm getting a little long in the tooth, and I'm getting a little tired of doing the touring and jumping on the airplanes and
Sure.
the little dog sitting next to you. It's I mean, it's not what it used to be.
Sure, sure. Now, the Medusa album is out now. Great album, bunch of great songs. You said before you're in the twilight of your career. What songs, what albums, be it, current stuff that you've done or, stuff that you did 30 years ago, what song, what album do you say, hey, that's what I want to be most remembered for?
Um, God, what song? What song? I think I'd have to say "Rock Me" if I had to pick one song, and if I had to pick an album, I'd have to say "Can't Get There From Here."
And why is that?
Just because it's so eclectic, that and that album, and the last one we put out. You Saw It Coming. That's the album.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So that one, and then the other one, the Can't Get There From Here. Those are the. If I had two albums to pick, I'd pick those, and one song would be "Rock Me." I'm cheated a little bit, but I can't help it.
You can cheat. You're welcome. You're more than, and I will add, that to me, Rock Me is one of the great songs of the 80s and Save Your Love as well. It's just, I mean, two
Oh
just
yeah.
classic songs that, I've seen you do in concert many times. And it's just such just powerful, incredible songs.
Thank you. Yeah, I enjoyed those too. I just, it's amazing that after all these years, I find myself on stage still smiling and laughing inside that I'm still doing this and still loving it. I never thought that I would love these songs this much and for this long.
Yes.
It's really a trip.
Absolutely. And that to me is what makes even just putting out a new album like Medusa so exciting is there's additional songs to add to the Jack Russell catalog that are great that fans could go and listen to, really play over and over again and really just embrace the fact that here it is in 2024, Jack Russell is still putting out some great new music. And I want to just say thank you for that.
No, thank you very much, man. It's been a
Excellent.
pleasure.
Excellent. Yeah. And, certainly the fans are going to be looking for your new stuff in 2024 with Jack Russell's Great White. Like I said to the fans, check out Medusa. We'll look for the cover album. Anything else you want your fans to know about Jack?
Um, just that I love them all, man. And thanks for all the years of hanging out with us and coming to the shows, and all the best to my old band.
Mhm.
And I hope they continue rocking. I'm sure they will. Um, I like their new stuff. It sounds great.
Awesome.
Mark Hendel's still an amazing guitar player. He's one of the best. Um, they're yeah, man. I keep rocking long and hard.
That is awesome. Well, Jack, thank you for everything. And we hope to see you out on the road in 2024. And I hope your health continues to improve and stay well.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jack. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it, my friend.
Yes, have a good one. Bye-bye.
You too.
Alrighty, there you have it. I'd like to thank Jack for talking all about the newest Jack Russell Tracy Guns release, Medusa, as well as giving us an insight on what's in store for Jack Russell's Great White in 2024. I know I speak on behalf of all the fans that we really look forward to that, Jack. Thanks so much for your time. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button below. If you're listening to one of my podcasts, subscribe over there as well. Also, head on over to Facebook and follow my page, The Rock Experience with Mike Brunn, where each and every day we talk about all the rock and roll music that you love. You could also follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. That's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you all next time.